TikTok moves fast and trends change in seconds. Stories go viral in minutes and millions scroll for what matters most. In this fast growing digital space, IL's TikTok has become the hub for breaking stories, bold moments, and stories that captured South Africa's attention. So, which videos stopped the scroll, sparked conversations, and dominated your feed? Today, we count down the top 10 most watched and talked about videos on the IL TikTok page, from powerful headlines to unforgettable moments. Coming up at number 10, we have the death of Presley Cobrizi. Family and friends gathered outside the actor's home in Pretoria North following the announcement of his death. Film directors and actors shared some of their memorable moments with him.
Once in a while, in a generation, a talent emerges that really envelops us as a nation with their talent. And that's really what Presley was. He allowed us to see ourselves through his work. And I think my message is a message of comfort, not just to his family, but to the so many thousands and millions of people that really never got to meet him in person. But really, he was as magical as the many characters on screen. And I think one understands their loss because even us who knew him personally felt an even greater loss. So I think it's more gratitude to everyone that we were blessed enough in this generation, in this timeline, to be able to witness such a great talent.
And I mean, what was he like?
Always in high spirit, and he will tease you constantly. And he really, I think one of the things that distinguished him was he was full of love to every single person that works with him. He was the kind of talent that walks on set no matter how long and tough the day is, just lifts everyone's mood. That's really the kind of, and to be in his presence was really to experience love. And the hours were long, and he was not as jovial as you might think Cobrizi was. Sometimes he'll be very quiet before shoot, and sometimes you wouldn't think he's gonna be able to do those things. But when the camera goes action, the talent and the magic comes alive. But he will tease you relentless. I think everyone, he had a nickname for everyone, and really, so it really was just an amazing experience and an enlightening moment to be in his presence. Very intelligent, very politically and socially and economically aware of the country and the arts, and a sharp thinker. So to engage with him, you had to always be ready to be challenged mentally.
I mean,
he was able to do more than justice. I think he was able to embody the character and bring a nuance in it that you couldn't think of. I mean, so many of us cannot forget that stellar performance in Tsotsi. Like, so many of us were so enveloped by that performance. And you thought he couldn't top it off. And it's weird now that Cobrizi has become his name. Cobrizi Wali is somehow that has become synonymous with him and for a new generation. And really that just shows you the ability for him to transform himself in every single role you gave him.
What other language?
A role model, my father, someone I would go to for advice, a lot of things. I met him when I was 9 years old. He took me to my first drama class. He's everything to me. I can't even think of my life now without having a leader. Or I have a father, yes, but he's more like a mentor, bigger than that. So it hits hard.
We are left in short.
I speak to him on a weekly basis, phone call. Last time I saw him, I think it was a month ago. Fine, healthy, laughing. I was telling him how hard the industry is now, and he would still repeat and say, believe. Remember, if it comes easy, then you won't enjoy it. It's gonna go away easy, so you need to fight for it. So those are the kind of conversations we keep having So last time I saw him was a month ago. Very healthy. Still shocked. I don't believe it. Yeah. That's all I can say for now.
Alright. What other language do you speak, Suza?
IL journalist Oluthando Keteyi explains what happened and contextualizes why the video resonated so much with our audience.
Actor Presley Chonyakha is one of the actors that passed away in 2025. His memory was mourned by millions of South Africans who were touched by his work through the creative arts. He's most renowned for his role in Tsotsi, which won an Oscar in 2025. He later went on to star as Cobrizi in The River, which was one of his biggest roles that made him a national treasure. His lines were said by everyone, and everyone knew who he was for his catchy lines and his gimmicks that made everyone laugh. His death touched millions that were affected by who were touched by his role. That was just another township oak trying to make it, and many people felt touched towards his passing. His passing sent waves. Young actors who had worked with him were mourning. Even just ordinary fans were mourning the actor that they once knew. The actor was laid to rest in Zandfontein Cemetery in Pretoria. His memorial and funeral were trending topics, with numerous people talking about them, from the tributes that were said by his co-stars such as Warren Masemola, who openly spoke about his friend's antics and how he tried to help him, and which was a wake-up call for many others.
Coming up at number 9, we have Julius Mkhwanazi at the Matlala Commission. Accused of procuring security services from the attempted murder-accused businessman Vusumuzi Matlala, Mkhwanazi raised his concerns about going to jail over the blue light saga during his testimony at the commission, stating that he can't agree to leave his kids. This resulted in the council reminding him that this is a commission of inquiry and not a criminal trial.
Facilitation
We don't
is saving
need to fight about this.
Facilitation is saving prison. Commissioners, you are there, me. I can't agree to leave my kids and go to jail for something that I didn't do. I didn't put blue lights. I must say, I can't.
Nobody.
I may want to be honest and impress you, but not with lies.
Nobody has said anything about jail, Commissioner.
This is a commission of inquiry. You will be making recommendation. I will be sitting somewhere, and I won't see you that. I will see you after 10 years or 50 years.
And Commissioner, to be fair to
At number 8, we have the Mfuleni shooting. Gunmen stormed inside the Mfuleni taxi rank office in Cape Town and opened fire on people inside. This incident left 4 people dead and 3 others injured. Eyewitnesses recall hearing the gunshots and the ensuing chaos as emergency services rushed to the scene. Photographer Hank Kruger tells us more about the story.
So as we look back at 2025, there was this one assignment that still moves me deeply. The raw, heartbreaking cry of a man overcome by grief at the Mfuleni taxi rank in Cape Town. So on June 6, gunmen opened fire at the rank in a suspected taxi association dispute. 4 people were killed and 3 others wounded. What should have been an ordinary morning for commuters and operators turned into a complete nightmare. I arrived on the scene at about 9 o'clock that morning, and I started documenting the aftermath of this terrible event. I was shooting stills and video clips at the time. While documenting the crime scene, I looked up and I saw this man running towards family and friends. Moments like these are extremely difficult to film. It felt very intrusive. It's like invading a profoundly private space without consent. But it's necessary. We capture these moments to show the real cost of violence. Not just the stats, but the broken hearts it leaves behind. I think the video resonated with so many South Africans for 2 powerful, interconnected reasons. First, it struck at the heart of everyday life. Taxi ranks are daily reality for millions of us. This is where we drop off or pick up loved ones, wave goodbye in the morning, or rush to catch a ride home. The shooting turned a routine, familiar space into a site of sudden tragedy. Viewers immediately related. This could have been my father, my brother, my friend heading to work or coming home. It forced people to confront how fragile ordinary moments can be in a country where violent crime often feels inescapable. The grief wasn't abstract, it was personal and relatable. Secondly, and perhaps most powerfully, it centered on the raw image of a grown man completely breaking down in tears. In many South African homes, boys grow up hearing the phrase, "A man does not cry." Seeing a grown man sob openly and uncontrollably defied that deeply ingrained cultural norm. For many, it was both shocking and profoundly moving. People commented that a man's cry hits different or hits harder precisely because we're so conditioned not to see it. It humanized male pain in a way that felt rare and necessary. And that's exactly where the conversation shifted to. What began as shock and outrage over yet another taxi rank shooting, the conversation moved away from the details of the violence, the victims, and other broader issues of crime. Instead, the focus turned to the crying man himself, to masculinity and permission to grieve. Comments overflowed with variations of "men don't cry", some using it ironically to challenge the saying, others praising the man for showing emotion, and many declaring it's okay for men to cry or real men feel deeply too.
At number 7, we have Kelly Smith, mother to the missing Joshlin Smith. Joshlin disappeared on February 19, 2024, from her home in Diazville while in the care of her mother's boyfriend, Jacqueline Apollos. Her mother, Kelly Smith, later told the police that she had left the then 6-year-old with Apollos while she went to work, but when she returned, her daughter was gone. On March 5, police arrested Smith, Apollos, and their friend Stavano van Rijn, charging them with kidnapping and human trafficking. Joshlin's case was one of the biggest stories on IL TikTok this year. In this clip, Kelly is seen struggling to walk in shackles during the on-site inspection at her home.
Are we?
At number 6, we have the continuation of Kelly Smith in shackles, trying to walk to a shack as an introspection in loco takes place. An introspection in loco refers to a legal procedure in which the court visits the exact location of the alleged crime to examine the surroundings and gain a clear understanding of the case. In this case, the procedure took place in Kelly's home. At number 5, we have Vusumuzi Ket Matlala's appearance at Ad Hoc committee. Not only was he draped in luxury, but he also dropped a few bombs during his testimony. The name of Mamelodi Sundowns and Bafana Bafana defender Grant Kekane, who was romantically linked to Claudette Masete, Kat's sister, was brought up at the Ad Hoc committee during Kat's appearance.
Umthemba kangakanani?
Angimthembi.
Sorry?
Angimthembi.
Manje khothi manje momgaya ikhadi nephini ukuthi ayothenga ibedroom kaya kanjani phela?
Angithi I can control ukuthi asebenzise emalini ngefoni.
Oh, amazes.
Ngimazisi ngiyazi ukuthi uzosebenzisa imali engaka and then that's it.
So wena kahle kahle uyamnika noma ubani umuntu ikhadi lakho awuna stress.
Vele kunezinye izinto I can't do them myself.
I understand. But why ungamtransfereli mhlambe ke? Ikhadi. Le khadi leli momgaya lona ulithathe nini le khadi?
Angisakhumbuli.
La behleli kuye so or uyeza zolithatha ahamba yothenga bese uyabuya lethe.
No ngitho alande ngithe bamdropele lona beliphethe iPA yami actually.
Yeah.
Ngithe iPA yami amnike ikhadi and then ayothenga and then ayenze.
Uyalibuyisa kodwa yena ubuyisela kuwe or ku PA?
Yeah.
Okay, ibike yakho uthe yini lebova ngayo? Mina bengiva ngevi road mfethu. Imasi lokho nje. Night special.
Beku GSXR 1000.
BMW.
Isuzuki ngithi.
Suzuki yeah. Okay. So naye uyi ride Nkosi.
Yeah.
Oh okay. So nitibane emabhayikini.
Kwenzani?
Nitibane ku mabhayiki noNkosi.
No ngithi ngihlangane naye kuba bomsibi. Mara bekathanda ukuthi akakhulu ngebike ya.
Oh okay. But uyathumeka yena ne?
Angazi ukuthi moya thumeka nangithi abantu abafani sometimes umunye angamtshela into ukuthi ayenze into angayenzi.
Umthumeka yi1.
Ngimcela that time ukuthi angizele into le ibattery ya.
Oh waviolent
ngoba bakathanda angithi bike nama jet ski into yi1.
Yeah. Do you have a sister or shade na somebody or you relative minister? Pink sister.
Ubani?
Minister Pink. Do you have a sister or?
Oh yeah, uye lo buku director lo. Mara
awutaqise nje ngoba ngikho mnandi kahle bo.
Buku boyfriend akusiya abashatanga.
Buku boyfriend.
Yilo mfana lo kudlala ibhola lo wathi ubani? We Sundowns. Grand Kekana.
U try no sister lakho.
Yeah.
So have you met the minister through August? When have you met minister?
Bahlukene nokuhlukana.
Bahlukene.
Yeah.
Ubani wrong ile out or umntana kini?
Anguzwa?
Ubani beka wrong ile out or umntana kini obe wrong?
Angazi angizingeni.
Awusingedles. Anonyabuza hotman. No, mfethu lilonke mfethu. Kubhlungu ukubona umuntu omnyama wakithi ehuqa ama change ngawo mfethu. It's very painful ukubona udonsa ama chain gcoke kahle. I would have wished ukuthi umuntu omnyama abe as successful as you are. I hope impilo yakho mfethu iphele makuwukuthi bayakusukela bonke laba bakusukelayo sidile nabo. If it happens ukuthi you get a chance mfethu ukuthi usitshele ezinye izinto eziqiniso zalabantu abasimoshela ikhanda kabuhlungu kanje. The likes of lezinto eshiyo ngabo babucele. We trusted babucele kakhulu. Makakhuluma ngesiphoyisa udlula onke labantu abababiza ngabo minister o minister Mkhulu no Khashala Shem kuyazizamela kodwa akulungi. But we want you mfethu ukuthi empilweni yakho kule gasi yakho ushiyele iqiniso eliyosilungisela ikhanda. Ngiyakuphaphatha mfethu ukuthi izingane zakho nesibongo saka Matlala nesodlamini ingathi ungasebenzela ekuthenini makubukwa wena kubukwe emuva kuthiwa no ekugcineni le ndoda yaliphakamela ikhanda la kubo yayolungisa yabaveza abamoshayo ukuze silungise singazitholi siyikhanda eliphelele. Ube sharp mfethu. Ngiyabonga.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Thank you so much, the EFF.
At number 4, we have the Rivonia incident where a man was hit by a car. A video emerged on social media showing a man being run over by a motorist. Unfortunately, he lost his life. The incident took place in the Rivonia area in Gauteng. IL journalist Simon Majadibodu explains what happened.
9 months after Zimbabwean national Emmanuel Mahamba was killed in Sandton, Gauteng police say the identified suspect remains on the run. Mahamba was killed in April after allegedly being run over multiple times by a Fort Ranger bakkie during a violent altercation in Rivonia, Sandton. Footage of the incident circulated widely on social media, sparking public outrage. It is said that the killing stemmed from a love triangle involving Mahamba, the suspect, and a woman linked to the suspect. The confrontation escalated, ending with Mahamba's death. Gauteng police previously confirmed that Ali Arizona Mugoya is a person of interest in connection with the murder of Mahamba. Gauteng police spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Mavela Masondo previously told IOL News that Mugoya was the man seen in images shared on social media following the incident. Despite the case sending shockwaves across the country, Mugoya has yet to be arrested. 9 months later, Masondo confirmed to IOL News on Friday that Mugoya was still on the run. Simon Machadibod, IOL News.
At number 3, again we have the Joshlin Smith case. Joshlin's mother, Kelly Smith, her boyfriend, Aquina Polis, and their friend, Stavano van Rijn, were on trial facing charges of kidnapping and human trafficking after Joshlin, who was 6 years old at the time, disappeared from her home. In this clip, the trial had been adjourned for the day. At number 2, we have the clip of Kelly Smith breaking down for the first time since the trial began. Kelly Smith is seen crying during the on-site inspection, and community members can be heard shouting for the return of the missing Joshlin.
Okay, you wanted to show me Ayanda's power, where it used to be. Where's the investigating officer?
Coming up at number 1, we have the clip showing the violent incident between private security and students at a CPUT campus. Tensions were rising as private security clashed with students who were protesting the worsening accommodation crisis. Scores of students were left homeless and desperate, with some resorting to sleeping on the campus floors due to lack of housing options. IOL journalist Wendy Dondolo explains what happened and contextualizes why the video resonated so much with our audience.
In February this year, a video from Cape Peninsula University of Technology, District 6 campus struck a nerve across the country. It showed private security clashing with students who were protesting a deepening accommodation crisis, one that left many young people with nowhere to sleep. Behind the confrontation was a harsh reality. Scores of students, including first years and returning students from other provinces, arrived in Cape Town academically accepted but without confirmed residence placement. With private accommodation unaffordable and applications left pending or declined, some students resorted to sleeping on the floors of campus buildings. As frustrations grew, students accused the university of poor communication and lack of transparency, while the institution maintained that residence processes were still underway and urged students not to arrive without confirmation. The video resonated because it captured more than a protest. It captured fear, desperation, and a system under strain. It also highlighted a national problem. Every February, every year, as academic year begins, universities across South Africa face the same accommodation shortfall. And unless the structural issues are addressed, this is a crisis that could very well repeat itself again next year.
Well, that was the countdown of the top 10 most watched and most talked about videos on the IL TikTok page. I am Medim Chali on IL News. Thanks for watching.